An interview with my ma. Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Sheila, and I thank you so much for being here today. Well, today's video is going to be an interview that I conducted with my ma. She is in a nursing home. For those of you that don't know, I better give you a little background because I know I have new subscribers. My ma will be 96 in April. She came here from Pennsylvania. It'll be 4 years ago this November. And she had fallen up there and ended up in a nursing home. So we brought her down here with us. Well, she did fine for over 3 years, but last November she had to go in a nursing home due to several falls. She also has dementia, and she also lost her eyesight. So I told her that I was going to do an interview with her. I just told her that I had to do an interview of 5 people over the age of 95 for my job. Of course, she doesn't realize, what I'm talking about because of her dementia. So she said, oh, okay. And she got confused in the beginning because she didn't think that would involve her because she thought she was 92. And then I said, no, you're 95 and a half. You'll be 96 in April. So you qualify. So anyhow, I'm going to insert the footage from the interview. And what I did in this interview is ask my mother 5, maybe 6 questions for advice, wisdom that she might share, things like that. Well, she was always very good at that, a very smart, common sense type woman. But because of her dementia, it's a lot harder for her now. My mother has lived on her own since she was 54 years old. That's when my dad passed away, and she never remarried. She dated and had fun, but she never remarried. So she's always been very independent and could take care of herself. She also is very resilient. This woman has no health problems at all. Now again, she's got dementia and she's lost her sight. But as far as everything else, blood pressure, cholesterol, kidneys, bladder, all that stuff, her blood work is perfect. And if you can believe it, when she was born, almost 96 years ago, she weighed 1.5 pounds. I believe it was 1 pound and 7 ounces, maybe 1 pound and 5 ounces. I'll have to look again. And that was a long time ago. They didn't have incubators back then. And she survived. She was born at home. They made a little basket, like an Easter basket, and lined it with wool and put her in there and covered her in wool. And my grandfather made a pulley, and he would, pull her up to the ceiling because heat rises. So that's sort of like an incubator. And she would be up at the ceiling, just an inch or so from the ceiling. And then they would do the pulley and bring her down to be fed, and then back up she went. This woman has never been sick a day in her life. No diseases, no sicknesses, no medications, no nothing. So she's one tough cookie. Well, let me go ahead and insert the footage and let you hear her answers to the questions, and we'll get on with this interview.
Can I pretend I'm not 95?
Well, then we'll say on your interview that you're only 70, but we wanted you to be part of the interview. How about that?
Well, why don't you say my age?
You said you didn't want to be 95. You didn't want me to say 95.
Oh, you can say anything. You know,
Oh.
Can't you say my age?
Yeah,
What is my age?
95 and a half.
I thought my age was 92.
No, 95 and a half.
Oh, is.
Yes.
Yeah, you can say it. I'm
Okay.
still walking and talking.
You're still walking and talking and sassy as all. So, okay. So she's 95 and a half.
You mean I'll be 96 in April?
Yes, you will.
You sure?
Absolutely.
Wow, Dave.
How about that?
Yes. 96 in April.
You sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
I think I was born in 26.
26, yep. April 10th, 26.
Yeah.
Yep, so you'll be 96 this April.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, how about it? Well, you don't look it.
Well, wonder why my hair hasn't turned so white all over.
For some reason, that black hair just stays with you. I think it's the weather here. I really do.
Do you?
Yeah, because we haven't had to color it much at all. I think it's the weather or something because
I
you're...
don't know. It seems strange.
Well, but look how thick your hair gets. And you're not losing any hair. You don't have thin hair or bald spots. Most people 96 don't have any hair left.
Well, yeah, I know.
And look at all the hair you have. Your hair's thick.
Uh-huh.
So,
Well, you take good care of it.
I know, but still. I mean, to still have black hair and to still have all your hair and it's thick and no bald spots, that's amazing.
It is getting longer, though. It does need trim.
Yeah, I'll bring my scissors again next time. Remember, I cut it last week, but I'll do it again. So why do you think you lived so far to almost 96 years old?
I don't know, Sheila.
Well, what would you say if somebody said, "Hey, Peg, what's your secret to living to 95 and a half?"
I'll say, eat.
Yeah. And what else?
That's it.
No, that's not it. What about this stuff that you've been drinking since you were 4
Oh,
years
yeah.
old?
Well, that's true.
Strong black coffee?
Now Hell Pop gave me coffee when I was 4.
I know, and you've been drinking black coffee ever since. All day long.
Mm-hmm.
What else keeps you young?
I think I eat right,
Yeah, you do. You eat everything.
'cause I do.
Yeah. Yeah, you eat everything. You love cheeseburgers, french fries, pizza, steak. There's nothing you don't eat.
Uh-uh.
And so what else would keep somebody young?
I don't know.
How about dancing?
The kids.
The kids? How about dancing?
Yeah, yeah.
And then what about, working?
What about what?
Working.
Working. Yeah.
You worked till you were almost 80 years old.
Yep. I could be still working.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people think when they hit the 50s, then it's time to...
Yeah.
sit down and be old.
Yep. And you didn't.
Nope.
Remember how long you wore your high heels?
I don't remember.
You were up in your 80s. Remember when I used to call you, because you had quit working by then, you were probably 87 or 88, and you would be running the sweeper in high heels, so you could remember how to walk in them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you used to wear your high heels in the house to run the sweeper.
How old will I be in April?
96.
Oh my God. Dave.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, no. What happened, Peggy?
Dave.
What happened?
I don't know.
And what's another thing you always said? You never took medicine.
Yeah.
You never took medicine or aspirin or Tylenol or cough medicine or nothing.
Nope, and I still don't.
I know. And what did you always say was God's free medicine?
Coffee.
No. What else is God's free medicine?
Everything I eat.
Yeah, but being outside. You always
Oh,
said
yeah.
being outside in the sunshine.
That fresh air and sunshine, that's right.
That's the free medicine.
And the younger ones don't do that.
Oh, and you always sat out in the sun. And most people that are out in the sun, like you always were for years, are all wrinkled up. You don't have wrinkles.
Yep.
I mean, how'd that happen?
I
Why don't
always
you?
like the sun.
Why don't you have wrinkles and I do?
Why don't I have what?
Wrinkles. You don't have wrinkles, but I do.
Oh, wow, Dave.
Yeah. You must have been living right.
Well,
And I eat right.
yes, you do. You can eat any man under the table.
Yeah, I do. I eat right.
Well, can you tell me the secret of how not to get wrinkles? Because you don't have them and I do.
I don't know. I guess I talk too much.
Well, I'm your daughter. You need to help me not get wrinkles.
Well, start talking then.
Okay.
And then they'll say to Dave, my God, Sheila, all she does is talk. She don't keep her mouth shut.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Well, I might try it. If it takes the wrinkles away, I might try it.
It does. You talk and you laugh.
Talk and laugh. Okay.
Uh-huh.
People are afraid to laugh now because they think it'll make wrinkles on their
It
face.
does not.
I know.
Mm-mm. Nope.
People are careful about how they drink coffee because they don't want wrinkles on their lips.
Uh-huh. Now, I wish I had $1 for every cup of coffee I think.
I think you'd be a multi-millionaire.
I would be.
Well, why do you think people think you're spoiled, and what did you say they think you are? A rich?
Oh, a rich bitch.
Yeah, a rich bitch. Why do
I'm
you?
a rich bitch.
Why do they think you're a rich bitch and you're spoiled?
I think because I stay dressed.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You always dressed from head to toe with matching heels and a purse. One thing that has kept you still living and young at 95 and a half is you always knew how to have fun.
Yeah, see, they don't do anything.
Yeah. Well, what are some of the things you did to have a lot of fun?
We always had a lot of company.
Yeah.
You know, see, the people down here don't have fun.
Well, what would you tell them to do to have fun?
I don't know.
Oh, you know, you
They'd
were
think
wild.
I was nuts.
Remember when you used to wear those real tall go-go boots?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you drove a convertible?
Yep. Can you imagine that one, Dave?
I can imagine it. I saw you in the convertible.
You had those short skirts with those tall go-go boots.
Uh-huh.
They were cute.
Yep.
Well, how should people dress to stay young?
Now,
Yeah, 'cause a lot of older women dress like old ladies.
'cause they've always done that,
Oh, okay.
you know.
Yeah. They didn't keep up with the fashion
Nope.
and what was in style.
And working, you know, for the public.
Yeah,
And I worked in Gimble, so
I know. And you had to be dressed up.
yep. Well, I always liked to dress.
But when you worked in the fashion stores for all those years,
Yep.
you bought the clothes that were in style and trendy
Yeah.
all the time. So you kept up to date.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes I think of the Isabel worked with me,
Yeah.
and when we knew your dad was coming up the steps to
Yeah.
go to eat, because
Keep
they had a
this.
lunchroom there,
Yeah.
would pull our skirts up real short. She'd say, "Here he comes. He's on the top step." I said, "Okay." So we'd step out of the department and pull our skirts or dress up as short as we could pull them up. And of course he'd try to pretend he wasn't looking.
Uh-huh. You know he was looking.
Uh-huh.
And you did that when you were mad at him, right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
But it worked.
It worked, all right.
Oh, I know one other question I want to ask you.
What? What's that?
What's the one piece of advice you would give people to live a long life like you have? Any words of wisdom?
I'd say the way you eat.
Okay, that makes sense. And do you have any other wisdom?
And have family time.
Yes.
Like, you know, lunch together or
Yeah.
have them for dinner every Sunday or whatever.
Yep.
Because if you don't have anybody to talk to,
Yeah.
what the hell you do is just sit there.
That's right. Well, you said you talk all the time. That's why you don't have wrinkles.
Yeah. So,
How should somebody be happy and stay happy?
yep.
How should they do that?
Do what they want to do, and if someone don't like it, the hell with them.
I like that advice. You said something like some
They-
people, when they get a certain age.
They just sit like Grandma Moses.
Yep, they do.
Well, as you can see, she's got a mind of her own. She says what she feels. She doesn't hold anything back. And it was so funny to me because the way she answered a good many of the questions, it all had to do with food, with eating. This woman has loved to eat her whole life, ever since I've known her. She has loved to eat. And as you could tell by her answers, food is the answer to everything. Eat, eat, eat. So she's definitely a trip. But I really enjoyed doing this with her and just hearing what she had to say. And I was hoping to get more information because she does have great wisdom, but I think it is leaving her now because of the condition of her mind. Well, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Now I'm going to leave you with an inside beauty tip. My inside beauty tip today comes from Ephesians 6:2 and 3. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with promise, that it may be well with you and you may live long on the earth. This is a commandment that I firmly believe in. I have been taught this all my life, and probably most of you have. My mother had very strong opinions and wishes that she wanted honored. And she made it very clear to myself, my brother, and my sister for many, many years. Number one, she never wanted to be cremated. She didn't want to be set on fire. She wanted to have a casket. We have honored that. I mean, we've made the arrangements. She's, of course, still living. Now, in today's world, with her being the age she is, she wouldn't have a funeral. There wouldn't be anybody to go to it except myself, my family, my brother, and my sister. All her friends are dead. Her siblings are dead, except for one sister, who is a year younger than my mother and lives in Florida. So, to fly the body up to Pennsylvania and all that, that's a lot. But that's what she wanted. Those were her wishes. And we are honoring those. The second thing is, she never believed in medications of any kind. She never wanted any shots, or she never got the flu vaccine ever. My dad got the flu vaccine when he was 54, and unfortunately, a few months after that, he just dropped dead. I mean, dropped dead. He was young, he was healthy. Well, to my mother, that flu shot killed him. Now, this goes back 40-some years, so maybe it was new, that the flu shot was new back then, and they didn't know a lot about it. And it did cause his death. I mean, I don't know. Nobody knows. But she believes it. And she does not believe in anything like that. So she's never had the flu shot. When it came time in the nursing home, when the vaccines were released for the virus, of course they sent a notice around. And they were going to give them to all the patients, and we had to sign, yes, she could get it, or no, not to. Talked to my brother and sister. We all agreed she would never want that. Now, she doesn't know about the virus and everything that's gone on. I mean, that's not in her world. But she would never want that, and we know it. So we didn't get it for her. Praise God. She's still in that nursing home, and they've been closed off and on because somebody will test positive. That woman has not been sick a day. Not a day. It's just a miracle. And of course now the flu shot, I got a letter saying they're going to do the flu shot starting October 12th. and I had to check the box, no flu shot for her, because she believes that killed my dad, and she doesn't believe in the flu shot. These are tough decisions to make. You want to make the best decisions for your parents, especially at her age and her environment. Being in a COVID-infested nursing home, that's quite risky. So what do? Well, the way I was raised, you honor your father and your mother. And if that is her request, and that has always been her request for years about the flu shot or shingles vaccine or whatever was out, then my sister, brother, and I are honoring that. And I just praise God that she's got nothing at her age, no sickness whatsoever. Her belief also is, and she believes this so strongly and always has, when your number's up, you're going to go. She believes that number is predetermined before we're born. God knows the day, the date, the time. He already knows when we're going to leave this earth. And that's when you leave it. Everybody's going to leave for some reason or another. You're going to die from something. It could be a heart attack, cancer, pneumonia. It could be a million reasons. Get hit by a car, a tragic accident, whatever it may be. When it's your time and you're called home, that's when you'll go. And you won't go a minute sooner or a minute later. So as you can see, she has very firm beliefs. And we are honoring her beliefs and her wishes. That's a pretty long beauty tip, but I had to explain why this is so important and why we have to make decisions sometimes based on somebody's wishes. Could be your spouse or a sibling or whatever. But when it comes to your mother and father, you have to honor them. And that's the way that I feel. You may feel differently, but that's the way I feel. I thank you so much for being here today. I truly do appreciate it. And until we meet again, this is the old girl signing out. See ya.